So here's the new information that we have to share this morning. Two sources at the top of the Trump transition team confirmed to MSNBC that they spoke to the president-elect today and that Donald Trump was, quote, furious at Kellyanne Conway's comments on Sunday, suggesting Trump betrayed his supporters by even considering Mitt Romney for a position in his cabinet. Kellyanne went rogue at Donald Trump's expense at the worst possible time, a source familiar with Trump's thinking said. Trump's top aides said they were, quote, baffled by Conway's comments and suggested that it feeds into a growing concern inside the campaign that, quote, instead of driving Donald Trump's message, she's pushing her own agenda. One top transition aide said, quote, it's dangerous. Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus have reportedly been growing frustrated by Kellyanne Conway's failure to become a team player in a transition process where the top players are forming a tight-knit group around the president-elect.
Jeremy Peters, this is extraordinarily undisciplined, and I'm sure you've heard the same thing that our reports have here, that those closest to Donald Trump running his transition are baffled by what she did yesterday.
I think in all the extraordinary Conwayisms that we've heard over the course of this campaign, concerned citizen might be one for the books there. But her concern aside, I think what Kellyanne is reflecting there is a real sense inside the Trump campaign, although hers is more indiscreet than some of the other people I've spoken with. But Kellyanne's sense that in Mitt Romney, you could have a Secretary of State who's presiding over something of a rogue agency is very real. What they're worried about is that Mitt Romney and his allies, if installed in the State Department, would operate completely independently from the White House, and anytime there was any kind of distance between the White House and the State Department, that there would be efforts to make the State Department look better vis-a-vis the White House. Now, I understand that given the hostility that Mitt Romney showed to Donald Trump over the course of the campaign. But to do this in such an unprecedented way, attacking him on Thanksgiving morning on Twitter, as Kellyanne did, is really kind of unbelievable.
Well, attacking him and also, Mark Halperin, attacking the candidate, saying that he betrayed his followers. First of all, this goes back to the whole who's the last person in the room. Like, no, Trump's the last. As Mika always says, Donald Trump is the last person in the room. Donald Trump will make the decision. Nobody else will make the decision. Kellyanne's not going to box him in by calling him a betrayer. Rudy Giuliani's not going to box him in because it's going to make him look weak if he goes with Giuliani now.
But he's not even qualified.
It's this, though, suggesting that Donald Trump is going to let any agency go rogue is such an insult to Donald Trump. It's staggering that somehow Trump is going to be weak and go, oh, Mitt Romney said something. I can't respond. That would be bad. No, he would fire him that day.
Right. Look, I think that Kellyanne thing is getting a lot of attention, and justifiably so. It's unprecedented.
Yeah.
But
I wonder
remember,
about that.
Mike Huckabee spoke out.
Right.
Newt Gingrich also spoke out against Romney.
Yeah. None of them have jobs. None of them have jobs in the Trump administration.
And the reason I don't think
Kellyanne doesn't have a job yet, and she's angry about that. She hasn't been offered the job she wants. No, she is. I can report that. And so she's striking out. She's not in any of the meetings where these decisions are being made, and she's angry about that. But at the same time, you don't go out and attack the vice president-elect because you're mad at Reince Priebus.
Yeah, it's unprecedented. But look, Romney is not dead for this job because there are very senior people in the transition.
No, he's not.
There are very senior people in the transition who are strategizing about how they can make this happen still. But this issue of an apology is front and center. And I don't think Romney is going to want to apologize the way some Trump supporters are saying are the price for being considered.
No way.
Well,
no way.
Not only is Romney not going to apologize, Mike Barnicle, Trump doesn't want him to apologize. I mean, listen, what Trump told me, and I've reported this on the air before, what Donald Trump told me was, hey, because when the name first came up, I said, you comfortable with the guy? He was tough on you. And Donald Trump said, hey, I beat him up for 5 years. I was rough on him, too. I like the fact that the guy pushes back. And Romney, for his part, says, look at Nikki Haley. Look at all the selections this guy's making. It's showing that he's much bigger than his critics have said. And Romney said, the fact he's even talking to me shows that he's ripping a page from Team of Rivals in Lincoln.
Right.
And also from Ronald Reagan with James Baker. This happens in politics all the time. I'm sorry, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, remember they were calling each other racists and all the stuff that was flying back and forth?
She wasn't confirming
This happens.
his
These
Muslim
people who are
heritage.
children, who don't think that this is how you build coalitions and win elections, are just that. Politically, they're children. They don't know how to play the game. They should just probably be quiet.
Well, I can report from sources close to Governor Romney that he will not be apologizing. I can also report that the problem wouldn't be a rogue Secretary of State. The bureaucracy within the State Department is of its own weight, something that's very difficult to move. But there's one way to clear this up. For Donald Trump to appoint the Secretary of State today.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's not going to do that.
He's not going to do that because they're in the middle of a process right now, which is actually a deliberate process, which is even making it even more offensive that he's got his staffers that are trying to box him in on Sunday shows. He's got this week.
Yeah.
He's going to be talking to Petraeus again. He's going to, I think, be talking to General Kelly. He's going to be talking to Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
And he is not going to be pushed into the corner by a staff member.
Do you believe, do you think that Kellyanne Conway said what she said, everything that she
On
has said?
her own.
Completely on
Not only,
It's so
not only has
unprecedented, I
let me be very clear here. Not only has there been reporting from like the top of the organization, 3 or 4 sources at the top of the organization, but everybody around that incident said she went completely rogue, and Donald Trump was furious yesterday that she would take that upon herself to keep attacking Mitt Romney.
Let me read from Mike Lupica.
And by the way,
Giuliani,
that's
just
not
to sort of
saying, I got to clarify, this
crystallize
is important.
things.
This is not saying that Mitt Romney's going to be Secretary of State. This is just saying Kellyanne Conway hurt herself yesterday by going rogue at the worst possible time when Donald
you're
Trump,
confirming she went rogue.
when Donald Trump is spending this week being very deliberate, interviewing people, and making the decision without staffer. I'd fire a staffer in a second.
And
if
it's
they
a
did that to me.
huge decision that's
Would fire
very
them in a
complicated and
second.
involves a lot of different dynamics. So
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.